We've all been holding our breath, waiting for Pi Network to finally break free from this frustrating bearish cycle. But what if I told you that the answers might be hidden in just three major problems that no one's fixing fast enough? That's right, despite all the hype, the mainnet launch, the $100 million Pi Ventures Fund, and a community that's still stronger than ever, Pi is still stuck. So, what's really going on behind the scenes that's holding the price down and shaking trust in the ecosystem? In today's video, we're breaking down the three most urgent problems that are silently wrecking Pi Network's progress. And more importantly, what needs to happen right now before it's too late. If you've been wondering why Pi isn't listed on Binance, why your Pi keeps dropping in value, or why KYC and migration still feel so slow, you're going to want to stick around for this. It's about to get real. But first, let me ask you this. What do you think is the biggest issue stopping Pi from taking off? Is it decentralization, poor ecosystem growth, or token inflation? Drop your answers in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, check out my previous videos covering all the latest Pi Network updates, KYC progress, and open mainnet developments. The link is in the description. Also, I want every Pi believer watching this to drop Pi Network to the moon and your country name in the comments. Let's show the world just how global and unstoppable this community really is. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want us to keep dropping the realest, most updated Pi Network content. Your support is what powers this channel, and if you're serious about Pi's future, make sure to join our Telegram group and Facebook page too. We've built a whole family there. This video is for entertainment purposes only and is not financial advice of any kind, so always do your own research before making any decisions. Alright pioneers, let's get started. It's been a wild ride since the open mainnet launched. And while some of us expected Pi Network to explode right out of the gate, the reality has been, let's say, a little less exciting. Yes, we've seen progress. Real migration to mainnet, KYC waves pushing forward, and major announcements like the Pi Ventures Fund. But the price, still down. The momentum, slipping, and the trust, starting to waver. So what's really behind this bearish trend? Why does it feel like we're pushing a boulder uphill? Well, when you peel back the layers, there are three critical pain points that are dragging Pi Network down. And until these are fixed, we're not going to see the kind of growth, exchange listings, or ecosystem adoption we're all hoping for. Let's start with the big one, centralization. This issue is like an elephant in the room. It's something the community whispers about but desperately wants addressed. Right now, many early adopters, developers, and even outside analysts are worried that Pi Network is still way too tightly controlled by the core team and the Pi Foundation. Decisions are being made behind closed doors, updates feel vague or overly hyped, and community governance, it's basically non-existent. One of the most talked about moments was when Dr. Altcoin, yes, that guy again, publicly accused the core team of misleading the community with announcements that sounded exciting but delivered very little in terms of actual mainnet development. And look, he's not the only one calling this out. People are comparing Pi Network to other decentralized projects where node operators, validators, and the community itself can vote, propose changes, and shape the project's future. But in Pi's case, there's this huge concentration of control, and it's starting to scare off both investors and big platforms. And here's the part that really hits hard. Wallets connected to the Pi Foundation reportedly hold over $92.7 billion worth of Pi tokens. That's a massive chunk of the total supply. Now imagine what happens if, say, there's a breach or internal issue. That's a lot of Pi that could hit the market suddenly, and if that happens, prices wouldn't just dip, they'd collapse. Exchanges aren't blind to this either. The community is practically begging Binance to list Pi, and in polls Binance came out as the top choice. But guess what? Binance said no. Coinbase and Upbit, also out. And the common reason? Pi Network isn't decentralized enough yet. That's the deal breaker. The solution experts are calling for real decentralization, not just talk. Thousands of active nodes across the world. A truly distributed governance system, and, this is key, a credible independent third-party auditor to make sure everything happening behind the scenes is actually transparent. That's how you rebuild trust. But even if you fix the trust issue, there's another massive problem: token management. The way Pi is being released into circulation right now, it's not helping the price. Over the next year, 1.51 billion Pi will be unlocked and added to the supply. That's around 132 million Pi every month. At current valuations, that's $1.12 billion in new tokens entering the market. Let that sink in. Demand is already shaky and now the supply is ballooning. We all know what happens next. Inflation. With more coins hitting the market and not enough usage or utility to match, prices start to slide. That's exactly what's happening. Just this past week, while most of the crypto market was enjoying a green wave, Pi dropped nearly 16%. It's currently trading around 74 cents, and it's not looking great. So, what can be done? Some are suggesting that Pi Network needs to burn a portion of those unlocked tokens, permanently remove them from the supply. That would reduce inflation, protect the value of existing holdings, and help stabilize the price. So far, there's been no concrete move to reduce token inflation, and as long as the monthly token flood continues, bearish pressure will persist. Meanwhile, another major issue is ecosystem growth. Despite Pi Network's vision of creating the world's most inclusive peer-to-peer economy and the promising $100 million Pi Ventures fund aimed at attracting developers and startups, most apps are still confined to the Pi browser. That's a serious limitation, as it prevents developers from reaching broader audiences on mainstream platforms like the App Store and Google Play, especially since many mobile users don't even know the Pi browser exists or how to use it. If you want to grow real adoption, you need to meet users where they already are, not expect them to go out of their way to find you. Until Pi-based apps are easily accessible outside the Pi ecosystem, growth is going to be slow, clunky, and limited to insiders. At the end of the day, these three issues, centralization, token inflation, and weak ecosystem accessibility, are what's holding Pi back from flipping bullish. It's not that people have lost faith in Pi Network. If anything, the passion from the community is stronger than ever. But passion needs direction. And right now, the core team has a window of opportunity to deliver real change. If they miss it, the market might move on. So here's the final thought. Pi Network has everything it needs to succeed: an active user base, a live mainnet, a strong brand, and massive potential. But without decentralization, smarter token control, and a better app strategy, it's going to be hard to win back trust and regain price momentum. The solutions are there. The question is, will they act in time? So, that's the full breakdown of the three biggest problems Pi Network must fix if it ever wants to break out of this bearish trap. Centralization, token inflation, and ecosystem limitations. They're not just holding back the price, they're holding back the future. But if the core team listens and the community pushes for real change, we could still see Pi skyrocket. Now it's your turn. Do you think Pi Network will implement these changes? Or will the price continue to slide in 2025? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you've got questions or suggestions, feel free to leave those too. This is a community conversation, and every voice matters. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want us to keep bringing you the real, raw, and updated scoop on everything Pi Network. From price predictions and KYC progress to listing updates and ecosystem news. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.